Hello everyone, welcome to Learn React 2023. In this video, I will be talking about useEffect hook in React. This video is meant for people with prior knowledge of JavaScript. Without any further ado, let's get started. I have a basic React app set up here where we now essentially create a useState called button names. And the default value is going to be posts. I will have three different buttons over here, and call them posts, comments, and albums. Posts. I will have an on-click function here. On click of this button, I'm going to set the button name posts. I'll have three different buttons and then call them comments. One is comments and another one is albums. They need to be strings. And when I click the buttons, when I'm clicking these buttons, I'm going to set the use state here, and I will display the state of the button names over here in a p tag. As you can see, it's working. If anyone here is unaware of useState hook, I recommend you to go through my other video. The link for the same is mentioned in the description below. What I'm going to do now is that depending on what's selected on button click, whether it's posts, comments, or albums, I want to query the JSON placeholder API, which is here. These. These are the fields which I just gave here. If you open posts, that's posts, that is comments, and that is albums. I want to build to query different endpoints. These different endpoints. And I will get back all of these data in JSON format. This is the JSON format. In order to do that, we need to set up our code to somehow react to when we change the buttons here. We essentially need something known as side effect to happen when the button name changes. We have a hook called useEffect. Let's import it from React. With this, we are saying we want to do some form of side effect whenever something happens. So in our example, whenever we click a button, we need something to run, which will be inside of the useEffect hook. Let's start creating the use effect. I'm passing an arrow function inside. And everything inside this arrow function is going to run. Let's just console log. I've just console log and let me just inspect and see how this works. Inspect. So every time we click on the button and re-rendering is happening. So as you can see, use effect is being printed every time we click on the button. This is useful whenever we want to run something every time we render the application. More often than that, we would want to do things when a specific resource on the page changes. In order to do this, useEffect takes a second parameter over here. This is an array, and whatever I pass inside this is going to be values that whenever they change, the hook will run. So now let's pass button names inside this. Whenever the button name changes, the hook reruns. Let's inspect here and see. What I can do here is that outside of useEffect, and when I click on comments, useEffect runs comments. There. If you click pause multiple times, it won't re-render. But when the button name changes, it renders. Whenever you don't provide anything in the dependency array, it means that the hook runs on mount. You can press anything and nothing really changes between the renders. See, that is my console which is outside. I can maybe remove that for better clarification. On mount. No matter what I change, the on mount doesn't change. Let's now query this API in our use effect. I'm going to copy paste it. I will send the button names in the dependency array. I will be using template string over here in order to send the button names in the string. So for now, I'm just consoling the JSON data onto the log. Let's come here, inspect it, console. As you can see, that's the post JSON data. And I click on comments. That's comments JSON data. And albums, it's albums JSON data. Now instead of just consoling the JSON data, let me just set it to another state. I'm going to set items here, the JSON, and let me just print it out over here. I need to iterate over items by using map functions. Now use a paragraph tag. I will do json.stringify send item. Okay. Now you can see the post, comments, and albums. Thank you.